Hello, everyone, and welcome to UCentral News. I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker.
And I'm Jonathan Richardson. UCO President Patty Newholt Ravikumar announced this morning that the university will be cutting faculty to accommodate for the budget.
UCentral's Cameron Forrell joins us now with the details.
Thank you, guys. President Patty Newholt Ravikumar held a budget forum via Zoom to discuss the state of campus finances over the past few months. She announced around 10 minutes into the Q&A that many faculty and programs will be cut from the university.
By increasing the student-faculty ratio, we do have the power to build a budget that can stand on its own without the crutch of cash and begin to take advantage of opportunities that are presented to us.
The president and team say they are making the best decision they can when it comes to fixing budget problems for the university.
We believe we have what constitutes the possibility to make a significant positive impact on our budget deficit in a rather short amount of time.
The reaction from both students and faculty of UCO has been overwhelming. The Q&A contained many different members of the community who voiced their concerns.
I can get getting rid of some of the programs to, I guess, more centralize what the teachers are teaching. But at the same time, I feel like they could have done it just a little bit sooner so that they're not at the same time having to get rid of teachers.
President Newholt Ravikumar stated that they do not have an official date or list of faculty that are being cut, but we will find out within the coming months.
Attending the event, I noticed that many students and faculty who were also attending asked similar questions throughout the Q&A. The main focus was on when we will find out who was cut and what kind of pay will be provided for them. Back to you, Jocelyn.
Thanks, Cameron. And I'm here with managing editor of the Vista, Ainsley Martinez, who has been following this story for weeks. So Ainsley, obviously this is going to be a huge deal to our campus community. How is it going to affect students?
Yeah, so the main thing that was mentioned this morning is that there is going to be a $6 increase in academic service fees. So what that means is basically your tuition is going to raise. And so that is being done to try to kind of curb as many faculty layoffs as possible.
So they're increasing tuition so that they don't have to lay off as many faculty members? Am I following what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. And speaking of faculty cuts, has there been any new developments with these faculty cuts that they're talking about?
Yes, so usually in the previous months, the concern was, of course, over the budgetary concerns and the $20 million budget deficit. But this morning they said that the core reasoning of these faculty layoffs is because we just have too many full-time faculty in comparison to the students. So they are going to change that ratio to 15 to 1 students.
And I'm sure that there's going to be so many more updates with this story in the following weeks. So we will definitely keep you updated with those as we find out more. Speaking of the faculty cuts, fall 2022 enrollment will be crucial to the university budget. I talked to Nancy Jost at Bronco One Stop to learn more about how students should prepare.
What classes are you taking next year? This is a question students who aren't graduating need to be thinking about. Priority enrollment begins April 5th. Classes will begin to fill up quickly, so students need to be prepared and start planning their schedule for the next term ahead of time. How can students do this?
Students really should go visit with their academic advisor to find out any needed classes that they need for to complete their major. Also, the classes that you need are listed on your degree plan that's found on your UConnect on your academic page.
To make an appointment with their advisor, students can go to the Academic Advisement Office downstairs in the Nye University Center. Starting April 4th, the center will welcome walk-ins. If students have a hold on their account, they will be unable to enroll when their time opens. Where can students go to check the status of their account and find out if they have a hold?
Enrollment Services has added a great service in the call center. It's open 24/7 and you're able to talk with a live person.
Enrollment is done online through UConnect. If students have questions or any other problems arise, they can go to the Bronco One Stop in the Nye University Center from 8:30 to 5 with no appointment needed.
Better start preparing, Broncos. An Oklahoma school voucher was defeated today. The bill would have enabled public funds to aid a student's private school education.
Read over year after year, but in essence, as a whole, it was a bill to take public funds and give them to private schools.
That was the president of OEA, Catherine Bishop, summarizing the voucher bill allowing public funds to be used to pay for students' private school education. The bill fell 3 votes short of passage in a vote of 24 to 22.
Several controversial bills are being considered by the legislature today at the Oklahoma State Capitol as we speak. Some of these bills affect the transgender community. UCentral's Kendall Walton has the story.
Protesters across the nation are gathering to protest the controversial transgender bills. This year, 3 bills targeting transgender individuals have made it to the Oklahoma State Capitol so far. One bill requires transgender athletes under 18 years of age to play on a team that aligns with their assigned gender at birth. Another bill allows the state to punish parents and healthcare workers for providing gender-affirming care.
State Bill 1249 would make gender bathrooms like this obsolete.
Students from UCO's BGLQT Plus Center are worried about the effects of these bills and what they will have on transgender youth.
It's just an implication that can lead to worse levels of depression, anxiety, gender dysphoria, and just a sense of isolation from the greater community of Oklahoma as a whole.
The Trevor Project is a pro-LGBTQ+ organization that conducts a survey every year of transgender youth mental health. According to the survey, 42% of young people in this group considered attempting suicide in 2020.
And then as far as UCO, we have a lot of trans students who come in who maybe don't know the resources that are available to them. They've had traumatizing experiences in doctors' offices. So if this is passed, it'll just reaffirm that they're here.
UCO students and other gatherers were required to sit in another room watching the hearing on a TV. As of right now, the gender-neutral bathroom bill will not be heard in committee or on the floor. The healthcare and sports bills are still being debated. UCentral's Kendall Walton, OKC.
Thank you, Kendall. Both the elite athlete and birth certificate bills are being considered on the floor. The Oklahoma House of Representatives passed a bill that would nearly ban abortions. I have been following this story today. I asked UCO Women's Research Center and students what their stance on this abortion bill is and how it's almost identical to states like Texas and others.
Any woman or person who wants an abortion should have the right to choose what they want with their body.
I think I would be definitely against it. I would think that it's important that that bill is not passed.
If they're wanting to get an abortion, that's something that they've made hopefully a conscious decision about. It's something that they're choosing to do. Same way in life, if you want to get a tattoo, you make a conscious decision and you choose to get a tattoo.
Like, it was right after I was out of a relationship, I found out I was pregnant. And I had to make the decision to get an abortion because I felt like that was the best thing for me.
You're pro-life at what stage? You're pro-life when they're born, but after they're born, then you're neglecting them. I do feel like the father has some say in that, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's ultimately up to the mother because she's the one who's going to be, pregnant for essentially 9 months.
It is now up to the Senate, where Republicans also have a majority and have passed several bills restricting access to abortion. And we will be continuing to follow these bills as it progresses.
Absolutely. And the weather has been all over the place this week. I mean, one day I'm wearing my puffy coat and then just like a light cardigan.
I know, but I mean, even, today it's got a nice cool breeze.
Yeah.
You can slide on a little jacket, so.
But can we expect things to calm down the next few days?
That's right, Jonathan and Jocelyn. We could see it start to calm down, but those temperatures are going to go up. Let's go and look at the current conditions here on campus. Right now, big number is 61 degrees. It's very sunny out there. Feels amazing, in my opinion. I know a few people said it's pretty chilly out there. We do have a northwest wind coming in at 15 miles per hour, but it is feeling amazing, in my opinion. There's barely any clouds out there. Honestly, I was riding my little scooter to class. It feels nice outside. Humidity sitting at 23%, and it does feel like the big number up on the screen, 61 degrees. Now, the temperatures across the state, we are seeing 60s in southern Oklahoma, a few 60s in Woodward. Guyman is sitting at 71. That's going to be the only 70 that we see. But Miami is sitting at 46. That's going to be the coolest for right now. Everywhere else, though, is feeling pretty warm. Now, the weather headlines is what we're going to get into next. It is allergy season. Make sure you guys are taking the necessary steps. I know I woke up this morning and I was like, hachoo, hachoo. And I was like, what is that? And this is this big cherry blossom tree out in front of my house. And I'm just like, man, I had to take 2 allergy pills today. So make sure you guys take the necessary steps to keep those allergies under control. We are in a low fire risk for today, but going into the weekend, we could see that fire risk going to the critical level. So make sure you guys keep an eye on that. Warm temperatures are going to continue for the rest of the weekend going into next week. But next week, we do have a possible chance of thunderstorms for Tuesday night going into Wednesday. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Now I'm going to have my full forecast coming up after the break.
Back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back. UCO Mass Comm students visited Tulsa today for the Oklahoma Broadcast Education Association Awards ceremony. Many students were awarded first place in several categories like multimedia journalism and sports talent reel. UCentral is representing with several students across a variety of categories, including radio and scholarships. And so as we were talking about earlier, the weather has been completely crazy. It's like, pick a season. And what you were talking about with allergies, those have been killing me. What's going to be happening with this?
So, Jocelyn, just like you said, those allergies are going to continue to mess with us because it is the spring season. You got those trees starting to blossom, trees and flowers starting to blossom. Let's go ahead and get into my forecast over here at the wall. Let's go ahead and get into your weather headlines. Just like Jocelyn and me, we're talking about allergy season. So make sure you guys are taking the necessary steps to keep those allergies under control. We are in a low fire risk, but going into the weekend, going into Saturday, we can see that fire risk going to the critical levels. So be careful. If you guys are having any barbecues or anything like that, make sure you guys are putting them out, being safe out there. Now, the warm temperatures are going to continue going into the weekend, into next week. We're going to get up into the 80s, maybe even 90s. Maybe. I'm saying maybe with a high maybe. Possible chance of thunderstorms going into Tuesday night, going into Wednesday. So make sure you guys make sure you guys are being careful with that as well. Now, for the conditions here on campus, it's 61 degrees. It's sunny outside, feeling amazing outside. We do have a northwest wind of 15 miles per hour, so a bit breezy, but it feels very nice out there. That sun is beaming on your skin. If you wanted to, you could lay out and tan for a little bit. I know my car, Helen, she's out there getting a cool tan right now. Humidity is sitting at 23%. It does feel like the big number up on the screen. Now, the current conditions across the state, we're seeing 60s and 50s across the state. Miami's sitting at 46. That's going to be the only 40 that we see here in Oklahoma. Now, the only 70 that we're going to see is in Guyman, 71 degrees, and then we're seeing 60 60s in southern Oklahoma and everywhere else 50s in northern Oklahoma. Now for tonight, we're going to see that temperature drop down to 41 degrees. The sky is going to be clear. My favorite thing to do is go stargazing. So if you need to, have a little picnic with your little boo thing, see the stars, find a little dipper, all that good jazz. We're going to have a northwest wind coming at 6 miles per hour. Humidity sitting at 41%, no chance of rain. Now the temperatures across the state for tonight, we're going to see some 40s and 30s. 30s are going to be everywhere in Oklahoma, and the only 40 we're going to see is in the metro, 41 degrees. Now for tomorrow, we're going to see 70s and 60s. Could see possibly a few cities go up into the 80s, but here in the metro, we're going to be at 70 degrees, possibly 71 if anything. 60s are going to be in northern Oklahoma, and then 70s in southern Oklahoma. Now 79 is going to be in Altus, but we could see that go up to 80 just like I said. Now the daily forecast for tomorrow, it's going to start off 7 a.m. very, very cool. The sun's going to be out. We might see a few clouds out there. It's going to be 41 degrees. Now going into noontime, it's going to be pretty windy, but the sun is going to be out. It's going to be 63 degrees. We could see the winds get up until about 20 miles per hour, but it's going to be very sunny outside. Then we're going to finish off with 66 degrees, clear skies starting at 7 p.m. Now this is going to be my 7-day forecast. Just like I said, we do have a possible chance of rain going into Tuesday night, going into Wednesday. It's going to be a 40% chance. It might be severe, but we're not 100% just yet. Going closer into my forecast, we could see, well, going later into my forecast, I'll come Tuesday, I'll cover more on that severe weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, MC. I see a lot of sunny days on there, so that should be fun. And for social media, UCentral's Miracle Garrett has a story about mental health.
We'll have that and more for you after the break.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Do you regularly use TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook?
Recent studies are asking if social media accounts are linked to mental health concerns. UCentral's Miracle Garrett has more.
Plenty of students on campus can be seen walking or talking with their cell phone all throughout the day. Using technology and navigating different apps on their phone is included in most students' lifestyle. But is there a connection between prolonged social media usage and anxiety or depression? University students discuss how social media can make them feel.
If I'm just sitting on TikTok scrolling for hours, then I definitely feel myself get sad.
Social media content can be all over the place, so I sat down with Dr. Kayla Black, the previous director of the UCO Psychology Clinic, to get insight on how to manage time and preferences.
We see certainly some research showing that people who have mental health problems use social media in more inappropriate ways, meaning they use it in a way that actually makes their mental health symptoms worse. But we don't necessarily see that just use of social media then leads people to have mental health problems. I recommend people put a limit on their social media use each day. About 30 to 45 minutes is usually more than enough to actually catch up on the friends that you're trying to keep track of, or the family members, or responding to messages, as opposed to just spending endless amounts of time just seeing what every celebrity in the world is doing, or looking at memes or something like that.
The average time a teenager spends on their phone is 7 hours per day.
It is pressure on social media, but you just, I feel like it takes growth and maturity to look away and be like, the way people live online is not necessarily the way you live in real life.
Dr. Lack says prioritizing your time on social media can help you live a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, so a lot of people will end up doing what we call doom scrolling, right? Which is just this endless scroll through their Instagram feed or Facebook or on Twitter or things like that, where you're seeing your entire story and you're just seeing their highlights and then thinking like everyone else's lives are so great or whatnot. That's where things become very problematic for a lot of people, especially people who are already prone to things like anxiety or depression.
From Edmond, Oklahoma, Miracle Garrett, UCentral News.
Thanks, Miracle. When we get back from the break, Devin Bajek gives us all your UCO sports news. Make sure to stick around.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back, Bronco fans. I'm Devin Bajek, and this is your sports update. The UCO baseball team beat Southwestern Oklahoma State 15-1, improving to 15-10 on the season, and winning 4 games in a row in the process. The Chos get a day off today to recover and prepare for a 3-game homestand against conference foe Newman. They are entering 14-12 with a 4-9 conference record compared to the Chos conference record of 8-5. Friday's game will be at 6 p.m., Saturdays at 3 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m. Clayton Peterson and Landon Wood are both batting above 300. Garrett Takamatsu is right on the cusp of 300, sitting at 299. Takamatsu leads the team with 9 home runs and an OPS of 1.118. Peterson and Takamatsu both have 30-plus RBIs. The UCO softball team sits at 25-5. They're ranked number 18th nationally, while also being undefeated at home, 15-0 so far. They host conference foe 6-21 Northwest Missouri tomorrow for doubleheader action. They'll do more of that on Saturday as well as they take on Missouri Western, who is 11-13 in a doubleheader as well. A few Chos that I will highlight are Lexi Dobson, Amelia Huggins, and JC Minter. They're the 3 leaders on the team in batting average, and the team goes as they go. Huggins has 7 home runs on the season and leads in on-base percentage with .577. Minter leads the team in RBIs with 39, Dobson is tied for third on the team in hits with 29. The number 1 ranked team in rowing is UCO. Our women will take on Kansas University and Seattle Pacific this Saturday in Oklahoma City. Wish them nothing but the best out there on the water. Tomorrow and Saturday, our UCO women's track and field team will be competing in the OBU Invitational. This is the start of the outdoor track season. After this weekend, the Chills will head to San Angelo, Texas for the David Noble Relays. The Oklahoma City Thunder hosted the Orlando Magic in a battle on the court, but also for draft position. Theo Maladin was the key cog in the fourth quarter that kept the game out of reach. The Thunder won 118-112. They snapped a 10-game losing streak in the process. Maladin had 17 of his first 25 in the fourth. The second-year guard from France was 6 for 8 from the field and was 4 for 4 like Wendy's from the charity stripe in the fourth quarter as well. He wasn't alone though. Trey Mann and Isaiah Roby both dropped 21 last night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sat out with a sore right ankle. The Thunder improved to 21-52. The Magic dropped to 20-54. This loss makes the Magic the second worst team in the league, and the Thunder improved to the third worst. Deshaun Watson, the new quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, stays clear from criminal charges after a second grand jury in Texas declined to go for criminal charges today after considering evidence related to another accusation of sexual misconduct. ESPN has confirmed this with Tony Busby, the lawyer of the complainant. The Browns have declined comment at this time, but it is believed they knew of this second grand jury before trading for him and signing him to a 5-year, $230 million contract, fully guaranteed, the richest deal in terms of guaranteed money in the NFL by over $80 million. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to toss it back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Devin. And man, $230 million, that's a lot of money to throw at football.
That's a lot of money for sure. Thanks, Devin. And after the break, learn how a T-Rex got its forever home.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
A Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton will make its debut in the Natural History Museum, Abu Dhabi, in 2025. The fossil named Stan is 67 million years old and stands at 13 foot tall. The dinosaur was named Stan to honor the amateur paleontologist Stan Sakrizin, who first found the bones in 1987. Scientists will take care of Stan, who will serve as an inspiration for future explorers. And now let's toss MC for that last look at the weather.
That's right, John. Let's go ahead and get into your last look at weather. Let's talk about tomorrow. Daily forecast starting off at 7 a.m. is going to be very cool outside. The sun's going to be out. A few clouds might be out as well. Be sitting at 41 degrees starting off, but going into noontime, that sun is going to shine bright like a diamond. That's right. It's going to be pretty windy out there, but we're going to feel like it, but it's going to feel like 63 degrees, just like what it says on the screen. 7 p.m. is going to be clear skies, 66. Now that's all I have for you guys. Back to you guys at the desk.
I am so excited to see those 60s. I'm tired of 40s. I'm just ready for the sun to come out and say.
Yeah, and that's stuff to just go to the park, have some fun. That's always some good weather.
Absolutely, but remember to take your allergy pills because that'll get you. And that's all the time we have for tonight.
I'm Jonathan Richardson.
And I'm Jocelyn Schifferdecker. Have a great night.
See you.